Every great fisherman of the Northeast prides themselves on their ability to catch large striped bass. These fish are extremely smart hunters and can be caught from the shore at the darkest hours of the night. The fish are usually breeding females who look for an easy meal they can find on the long journey up to Long Island Sound in search of a mate. To the fishermen, these are called cows because they can grow to be over 80 pounds and are famous for their enormous protruding bellies. Over the past few years, I have some sacred spots where these cows like to graze in my local waters. Very few fishermen know these spots, and I fish them with only my closest friends. There is no better feeling to a serious fisherman than knowing you have a fish on the end of your line that weighs over 20 pounds. And through many hours of dedication, I have come to know this feeling very well. One humid summer night, my skills and instincts were pushed to their limits by the fish of my dreams. This wasn't a fish, and I knew I had met my match. There was a terrible thunderstorm that caused a blackout in my neighborhood. The winds were fast and the rain was heavy. I sat in my hot room, unable to sleep, so I packed up my fishing gear and got my fresh bait, which was bunker at the time, and headed for my secret spot. No large bass would ever give up an easy meal like a bunkerhead. I cut up the bait in chunks. I always like to use the head. Then I put it on my high-low rig and I casted it into the night. As I casted, the fish head flew through the calm, sweet-smelling summer night and slapped on the glass like water, sinking to the bottom after only a few seconds. My uncle always had told me that after a storm is the best time to target striped bass because the bottom gets stirred and the large bass are on a prowl for anything that lays on the bottom. A bunkerhead is not an exception. I had a feeling a large striped bass was on the prowl because I saw swirling in the distance. I didn't get excited because I didn't want to jinx it. My blood started to rush as I felt a little thump at the end of my rod tip. I knew that there was something playing with it, sizing it up to see if it was a meal. Was this the fish? Was this the fish that I was looking for? I did not know. I noticed I had bunker blood on my wrist still, and I didn't like the sticky feeling, so I bent down into the warm water and I washed my hands off. As I did this, my reel began to click. It was slow at first, and then it got a little faster, and then it screamed. I held on for my life. I never felt a fish like this on my rod before. I knew it was big. I underestimated her strength, but I still held on. My blood flowed through me with such a rush I became lightheaded for a moment. When I finally realized that this was the biggest fish I ever had on my line, I seemed to lock in and land it. I reeled and reeled until I felt the beast give up and gently dragged her into the shore. I could not let her die. Her giant eyes stared at me, and she gently tickled my feet with her tail. I was not scared of this fish, for I knew it was gentle. I moved her body back and forth to force water into her gills, but I was too late. She gave up and died in my arms. I was sad, but I am also a fisherman, and I am grateful of what the sea can give. I filleted the giant fish, making sure not to leave any meat except the giant head, which the fisherman always gives back to the sea. She was the fish of my dreams, but it would have been more fulfilling in memory if I could have seen her beautiful body swim away into the darkness of the summer night.